Hey everyone, this is Jeff with gdgtPRIME, here with a comparison video of the iPhone 8. So as many of you know, this phone was just released, so I wanted to compare it with two other big flagships from the Android world. On the left we have the Google Pixel, and on the right we have the Samsung Galaxy S8. As you can see, I'm a big fan of blue, but anyways, I wanted to compare a couple things: the overall design, the feel in the hand and build quality, the screens themselves, as well as just my kind of final thoughts on which device has the nicest hardware in the land. So this video won't go into the software at all, but let's just dig right in. So first of all, we have the iPhone 8 in gold. So as you can see, very clean, minimalist design. There's nothing except for the logo and iPhone kind of at the bottom. And there's really nothing stating, the regulatory information like you see on the Galaxy S8 down here. So really clean look on this one. As you can see, it has the gold border around it, power button, SIM card. Here's the front, obviously. That's very common to all of you, with Touch ID, of course. And on the bottom, we have the single firing speaker, lightning port, and a microphone. And then on the top, of course, this one does have the dual stereo speakers, because the earpiece actually acts as that. This one's got the front camera, proximity sensor, and the volume rocker keys, and the silence switch here, and of course the camera and the 4-stage flash back here. So beautiful, beautiful phone. And this gold color doesn't really show fingerprints too badly, so something to note. Okay, next up we have the Google Pixel. In really blue. You can see the dual metal and glass design. Really nice feeling piece of hardware. Volume keys, power rocker, camera, camera and flash, other sensors that are back here. On the bottom, single speaker, microphone, and the USB port. And on the other side, you just have the SIM card tray. And then on the top, the headphone jack, of course. Which is missing on the iPhone 8. And of course, the front, you have the sensors, earpiece, and the front-facing camera, and pretty much a big blank white bar at the bottom, which I know a lot of people don't really like about the about the Google Pixel, but hopefully this year's Pixel 2 will remedy that. And then you have the Galaxy S8. This one is the coral blue version. And as I was mentioning, if I can get that light to shine on it right, you can see all the regulatory information at the bottom here that Apple didn't have to do. Fingerprint sensor on the back, camera sensor, flash, and heart rate, all in one. Along the side, you have the power button. Beautiful infinity display. This one is the only one that has an all-front black front. Of course, you can see the IR sensor, the IR emitter, the camera, earpiece, and then the front-facing camera and some other sensors up there, and very minimal bezels. At the bottom, single firing speaker, USB port, USB-C port, and then of course the headphone jack, which is really important. And on the other side, you have the Bixby button and the volume rocker keys, SIM card tray at the top, and some microphones spread around. So these are three different devices, fairly similar design, especially between the iPhone 8 and the Galaxy S8, just given the fact that they both have the metal and glass sandwich look. But the Google Pixel is actually fairly similar as well, just has a little bit more aluminum, has that unibody aluminum look to it, and just a little bit of glass at the top. So we'll do a quick side-by-side comparison. So as you can see, the Pixel is the thickest, and then you have the iPhone, which is, probably the thinnest, and then the Galaxy S8 that's in the middle. The Galaxy S8 definitely feels a little smaller because of how curved those sides are and how rounded they got that to look. It's, I think they mentioned it's, like a river polished stone feel in the hand, and I think that's pretty accurate, the way that everything kind of blends in. So the couple things to note is that the seams around the S8 and the iPhone 8 are very similar in terms of the glass just melding into the metal. Apple and Samsung are both pretty much industry leaders when it comes to that kind of stuff. but you know, there's really no sharp edges, nothing that can be felt. You know, it does kind of just seamlessly blend in. I got to give it credit to Apple. I think that they've done a better job of making it a little bit more seamless. I can barely feel anything, although the S8, you know, definitely isn't far behind, if at all. So you can just maybe feel the corners a little bit more on this one. And then, of course, with the Pixel, because it is a unibody aluminum design, you know, obviously the sides and everything are smooth and rounded. So also a very high quality feeling device. So if we want to compare the actual screens, we can, you know, use the fingerprint sensor to turn them all on. You kind of have different looks on all of them. And as you can see, the Pixel, let's compare the Pixel and the iPhone 8 first, because they have that similar 16:9 aspect ratio. So look, they look very similar, don't they? So from the size of the screen, Pixel has a 5-inch 1080p panel, and then the iPhone has the Retina display at 4.7 inches, approximately 720p. So both look like beautiful displays. They're both LCD, so a lot in common between these two. So kind of holding these up so you guys can see it a little bit better. Definitely very similar design language, but you know what? They have really big bezels all around. As you can see, top and bottom and left and right, really large bezels. So if we take this and compare it to the S8, you'll see pretty big difference in design overall. You have the iPhone that, again, 16:9, 4.7 inches, 5.8-inch infinity display at 18.5:9 aspect ratio, so you have that extra tall screen. So from the perspective of how to kind of compare these, if you kind of stack them on top of each other, you can see that width-wise, the S8 is actually a little bit wider as well, and significantly taller. It's probably wider by maybe about half a centimeter or so, but you can tell at the top you have almost an inch extra of screen real estate at the top, which makes scrolling in apps like Twitter or the web browser, notes, reading documents in portrait mode really convenient. However, the iPhone is going to be a little bit better, I think, if you want to avoid those completely blacked out bars if you're watching 16:9 video. But because of the fact that the screen is so big on the S8, I think that's the key differentiator here. Overall, with all three of these devices, you have pretty phenomenal hardware. Can't really complain about any of them. And I do have to say that my favorite hardware out of all three of these continues to be the Galaxy S8, just because of the way it feels in hand, and the fact that you have that infinity display. Really looking forward to seeing what the iPhone 10 has in store, given that it does have that extra large, you know, 18:9-ish ratio, it looks like. So it'll compete favorably with the S8. So anyways, if you guys liked it, please give me thumbs up and subscribe for more tech videos. This has been Jeff with gdgtPRIME. I'll catch you guys next time. Bye now.